guys, so I've had a lot of questions on how to get to beta. And if I go from screen to screen, it just shuts my recording right down. I don't know why, but it says that, you've left that screen. So here it is. You go into your main game, and I just showed you how to do the first step on the video I posted previous to this, and it's a new update on the characters in beta. But it's in the bottom right hand corner. It's super easy. It's settings or options. I can't remember which one, but it's that little, gray circle thingy with this, looks kind of like a wheel. And so you click it, then support right in the middle, and then you're right here. Come down here, and you're going to see it says check here for beta information. I have that because I'm in beta, but it's going to have, for you guys who aren't in beta, it's going to say something for beta information. Now, when that happens, of course, you click it, you go in. There's going to be a link inside of this. If I click it, this will just exit out. The video will stop. But you go in there, and it'll have a link. You go to the link, you apply for beta. And then from there, you can, they'll let you in a couple weeks. And then all of a sudden, it will pop up in your regions, and you're good to go. In the top right corner up here, see the little box with the plus sign? That is where you're going to press when you want to file a complaint, when your game screws up and something doesn't happen, etc., etc. And that's where you go. It's going to take you 6-7 messages at least. At least. Don't give up. Do not give up. They will give you what is owed to if the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And that is definitely the case in this game. I don't know how many times they told us they couldn't give us anything, that it wasn't up to them. It was up to the developers, and all they are a in-between person between us and the developers to let the developers know what problems we're having in the game so they can fix them. And then it was up to them to compensate us for our losses. Well, so far, I've heard that 15 times since the nice breakdown that they had with the beta members in the last war and the last raid event. I know people who were booted out of top factions because they couldn't get into their damn games for 2 events. Of course, Hawk didn't do that, but others did. I'm not going to, drop names, but definitely heard it yesterday. And that sucks because it screws people. I mean, it really does. I lost like 5,000 rep. Because I couldn't hide my food in wood, and it just reset. I'd get in, it would reset over and over. It was absolutely insane. I couldn't farm. My training ground timed out. I lost on all the survival road gear, all those weapons parts. It was down for almost 2 weeks, and it was, we lost top 6 rewards for war. It happened right on the Saturday that was our last war. And then we lost top 10 for the raid. And everybody, half of Hawk was out. There was nothing anyone could do. We couldn't load our games. We couldn't get our games to do anything. If you were lucky enough to get the game to load, which I did do a few times, I would go and say farm 7-1, and it would shut right the fuck down and restart over again like I did nothing. I couldn't take my food. It was all maxed out. I couldn't hide what was up. It was absolutely absurd. And we lost a ton from it. A ton. And it's not something we can get back. So far, Scopley has given us a lot of bullshit. Then finally, we all got 2 war cans. Yay! And then I kept bitching, because it's unacceptable. It really is. When we're all here trying to play our game and they're not allowing us to, especially for the people who spend money on their games, they're essentially stealing our money. Well, you just spent $40 on coins, $50 on coins for war cans, but guess what? Now you can't do shit. You can't even war. You can't get into your game, and I'm just going to keep that money. Not a big fan of that at all. And I'm not a big fan of people getting robbed out of shit when they're doing everything they can and they're there. So why we use Kick app, so that we can talk to each other and communicate, because the game isn't reliable. But at the end of the day, so far, I've gotten 2 war cans, 200 coins, 1 world energy, 1 raid energy. And that was after being told at least 15 times that there was nothing they could do. There is something they can do. It's that they don't want to do it. It's just that simple. And I'm not done complaining because I believe all of Hawk should be compensated. Our entire faction took a huge hit and it was not fun. And I think anyone else who had these problems should be compensated as well. A lot of us are hardcore players. We play for hours a day. We invest our time, our money, our lives in this. You know, we've built something bigger than just the game. We play together. We're a family in Hawk, and we legit are. And that was not good. Not good for morale, not good for the gamers, not good for any of us. So definitely not letting that go until it's completely rectified with every single member. And I recommend everybody do the same. So that's where you complain. If you have any issues like that, or you're booted out of your game, or we've seen it where you're in a tower and all of a sudden you're not in a tower and you have to go use more energy to get back in the tower. We've seen it where people are booted are in the war and have points on the board, and then all of a sudden they're in reserves and they can't attack anymore and just popped a can. We've seen people insta repair and then somehow the war ends anyways, and they had just spent, 100 coins, 50 coins, any of that. Screenshot it, send it to them in this little box right up here with the plus mark, all right? So I hope this was helpful for those who want to get into beta. Also for complaints, do not let up. Don't. If it's important to you, if it really does mean something, make sure you remessage them over and over and over again until you get the results you want. You guys, it's worth it. We spend our time, our money. This is our game. They're supposed to meet our expectations. And having the game work properly, I don't think is too much to ask. So, I hope, again, this was helpful for you guys that want to get into beta. For those of you who are having problems with your games and have no idea where to complain to, how to get it rectified. And if you can't get into your game, there's an email address that you can email them. And I'll post that as well in the comments. So I hope you guys have a happy Easter. Have a great rest of this week. I have a lot of videos coming that need to be posted, and I'm going to do that, as soon as I possibly can. And hopefully I have to go check, and all the volume better be perfect on these. So again, I apologize about that. But have a great weekend.